Hello, Jacob here. Just got done watching the Packers basically get the ever-loving daylight stomped out of them by the 49ers. By the way, thank you, San Francisco. Because now the NFC North is officially open again. And what do the Vikings have to do in order to match up and potentially lead the NFC North? Why only go into Seattle and beat Seattle on Monday night at home? I mean, seems like we can never play Seattle at home. I mean, we've played them once at home. Well, technically twice, I guess, in the last 5 years. But, yeah, as a Vikings fan, I kind of want to forget those games ever existed. Damn you, Walsh. But anyway. Yeah. But from what I could see in tonight's game is basically the same way you beat the Packers pretty much most of the time. Get after Rodgers and toast their secondary. The Packers' defense is showing its flaws yet again. The only difference is they actually have a pass rush for once. But their secondary is still relatively inexperienced. They still get had very, very often. However, though, I will say Matt LaFleur actually realizes they have running backs, unlike Mike McCarthy, so... Hey, Green Bay, it's about time you actually realized you can run the ball in this league. Because how many years in a row has the Packers, basically just relied on the pass game the whole time? Basically making Aaron Rodgers be the king. And basically him being the whole damn team. Because for years they could never have a good defense. And honestly, at the beginning of the year they looked pretty good. And, let's just say ever since Philadelphia ran all over them, that pretty much sums up the, defense for them. So yeah, kind of tying this back together now. The Vikings and Packers Week 16 matchup at US Bank Stadium is probably going to come down to the division. Who's going to win that division? Because if the Vikings and the Packers somehow stay at about the same record going into Week 16, that's going to be huge. Because the Packers already have won against us at Lambeau Week 2, thanks to a horrible pass by Kirk Cousins when we were running the ball down the field at that drive and potentially could have gone in for the game-winning score. But again, woulda, coulda, shoulda, ifs and nuts were candies and butts. It'd be Christmas every day, however we want to say it. So yeah, it's just, the Vikings are not done. The Vikings have a chance to still clinch the NFC North. Let's freaking go. Especially because Kirk Cousins is finally finding himself. The offense is finally hitting a stride. And like I say, the only thing we have to do is go to Seattle and beat Seattle. Because realistically, I could see the Vikings winning 2 out of the 3 games leading up to that Packers showdown. It's going to be tough for anyone to go up to Seattle and beat Seattle. Even though their defense, as I said before, isn't as good as it has been, it's still pretty damn good. Just ask Philadelphia. And yeah, so then we host the Lions at home, which, if Jeff Driscoll is still playing... However, I will say, though, the Lions have had a weird aura of beating us at home last few years since US Bank Stadium opened for some reason. And then last year we ended up dropping 10 sacks on them. So, yeah. The Chargers in LA, let's just say we should beat them, but again, ask the Packers how that one went. You can't overlook any opponent. Just ask the Vikings against the Broncos, which that still raised my blood pressure way too high there. Yeah, it's gonna be, that Week 16 Monday night game is going to be huge. For not even just the NFC North, but just the playoffs in general. Because these next couple games will determine who wins the NFC North, who hosts the playoff game, and who's going to have to go against this gauntlet of the NFC. Holy moly. I mean, the NFC is just loaded. Let's put it this way. The Vikings are the 6th seed, and we're at 8-3. The 49ers look real. The Saints are still the Saints. They'll be in it at the end of the year. That's probably going to come down to who's going to be the 1 and 2 seed, at this point at least. Like I say, there's still a lot of football to be played. The Cowboys, well, whoever comes out of the NFC East, let's be honest here, they're probably going to get bounced, well, like a rubber bouncing ball. However, though, I will say, though, they did play the Patriots pretty damn tough. In, albeit very bad conditions when they're used to playing at Jerry World, which is a domed, controlled environment. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough road to Miami for the NFC. And really, in the AFC, it's basically looking like the Patriots and Ravens at this point. But yeah, before I ramble on too much longer, though, just figured a quick jump on and kind of do post-Sunday Week 12, just kind of catch up on my thoughts about the playoff seeding and scenarios in general going into Week 13 and beyond. Because it's going to be pretty damn tight. I mean, it's going to come down to the wire for the seedings and all that stuff. I kind of have a feeling the teams that are in the playoff, at least for the NFC side, are probably going to be in the playoffs. It's just now going to be a matter of who's going to seed where and which teams, can continue to fight for the wild card and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'll probably come out with a preview against the Seahawks here within the next few days or so. Also, with it being Thanksgiving and all that stuff, might be kind of difficult, but yeah. So until we meet again, this is Jacob, and have a good night.